Hey folks, it's Dr. Brenda, money coach and the creator of the Gutsy Women Club, where women dare to dream and take bold actions to follow their heart's journey. Now please subscribe below, follow me and my 3 kitty cats as we travel the country. I'm coming at you again from Hill Country. I'm here till the end of the month. I'm going to tell you what, this is my first year RVing, and so I knew I would have to figure out, what works best for me and what I like and what I don't like, and I'm quickly discovering that. So this summer I went from place to place to place to place. I mean, I knocked off, I think, like 15 states in 16, 17 weeks. It was a flurry of activity. I realized I was spending an awful lot on gasoline. I also realized that it took, it really zapped, any travel day really zapped my energy. So it took a long time to take down camp, set up camp, get to the new place. So I decided to slow down. So I've been at this RV park since October 1st, and I'm here till the end of November. And the park is fine, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So I'm staying here too long. Yeah, and I'm from here. I'm going to the South Padre Island for 2 months. I'm looking forward to that because I'm right on the beach, the ocean, the Gulf, whatever is down there. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a better environment for me. Hill Country, Texas. I'm midway between San Antonio and Austin, and I'm just too far away from civilization, maybe. And I've had some issues with the RVers here. You got to keep in mind, I'm coming at you the day before the elections, and these are unlike any other elections I've ever lived through. And so, and I'm in rural Texas, Hill Country, Texas. So it's been, I can't tell you how happy I am today to walk into this campground. And this is often what happens Monday mornings. The place clears out, but this weekend we had some, very loud, vocal, obnoxious campers with enormous Trump flags waving here and there, a Confederate flag on the back of a motorcycle. I mean, the vibe has just been, for somebody who doesn't go for that stuff, the vibe has been really negative. But the other thing that's gotten to me, I videoed about this last week, about running into that group of older women and then having them kind of shut me down because I told them I was headed to California and Oregon, Portland. Oh, my goodness. And the same thing happened again the other day with my neighbors who asked, where I was from. And I told them I'd most recently Virginia. I'd lived in Virginia for almost 19 years. Virginia? I wouldn't live there. Virginia? What the hell anybody want to be in Virginia for? Honestly, I'm like, I love Virginia. Virginia's a great place. I'd much rather be in Virginia than Texas, guys. Oh, you can't say that. And then the wife turned to the husband who was, doing all this. She said, "You've never been in Virginia, have you?" Well, no. And so I'm getting this combination of arrogance, like, we're better than everybody else, coupled with absolute ignorance. Absolute ignorance. I just don't know how else to say it. So the vibes here, the campground's fine. The campground's doing what it can do, but I'm used to state parks and national parks, Corps of Engineer sites. That's where I prefer, but you can only stay for 2 weeks at a time. I made this decision. I mean, it took a long time to find a campground in this area that, looked like it would be more open-minded, shall we say. So I'm not going to be moving. This is also a good month for me to work on getting the business going. So there are advantages. I'm getting the RV done. Have to get a leak in the roof fixed. So there are some advantages to being here for longer periods of time, but I'm not liking it. So I'm learning that much about myself. I'm also learning that give me a Corps of Engineers site, give me a state park, give me a national park. It's a different crowd of people. You tend to have people who are more into exploring, and they're out there, they're crossing state borders all the time, and they're looking at the diversity and appreciating the vastness and the all that this country has to offer. So, sometimes these campgrounds, you get folks who are parked here year round, or you get, the folks, the neighbors, they go from here to another campground that's 45 miles away. So you don't get the same type of people. So that's been on my mind. I'm gonna be truthful. I've had a real hard time, especially this last weekend, of just like trying to be positive. I'm a financial coach. I'm a coach. I'm a motivator, and I'm having to coach myself and motivate myself because I'm feeling a bit isolated. I've gone online more to some of the RV Facebook groups for women, trying to, find some folks there that I can talk to. There are a lot of us solo women RVers who we don't run into a lot of other solo women RVers, and then our our beliefs, our values, our politics are often at odds with the places we're wintering at. So I've heard some pretty horrible stories. So what am I going to do? Okay, so it is early morning, and I am out here taking a walk. That's number one, is I'm going to spend more time in nature, doing the things that make me happy. Number two, miracle mornings. So I'm doing this as part of the Gutsy Women Club, gutsywomen.club. So my Trailblazers group, I'm going to lead them into creating their own miracle mornings. And so I'm doing this for myself. I'm starting early, going to build a routine of getting up, and I've already done some meditation, and I want to get some exercise in, visualization, affirmations, a little bit of reading, do what I need to do to get the day started off in a positive mindset. The third thing, I am trying to connect more with people. If I can even physically meet up with some folks for a hike, that would be great. It's a little bit difficult, during COVID time. I have to admit, I'm kind of holding my breath until we see what happens with the elections. I just, Texas is not exactly, I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen. So those are the types of things I'm doing. I'm also working on, really focusing on my business. I've got a workshop coming up this week, and I'm launching a Financial Freedom for Women, a workshop with my Dream Big Money Academy in January, and I'd love to load that up. I've got 20 spots. So I'm really going to try to focus on the business and spend more time there and less distracted by, I got to just say, there's just this negative energy. It feels a little bit better today since folks have left. It's your mindset is so critical to everything that we do. It absolutely is. If you go into the day with this negativity, it just feeds itself. So I've become much more in tune with that. The other thing with my RV habits, it's like I'm in Texas for quite a long time, and I think I'm going to be so ready to leave. Now, partly I like the warmth, so that's going to be nice. So I'm here to grab up the sun, and then I'm working on getting my travel set up for next summer, and I'm trying to stay at the places where I really want to be, or near some of the national parks, for 10 to 14 days. I feel like that's a pretty good time. I get to, play around a little bit more, get myself acquainted with things, but I don't get bored with it. So that's going to be the pace that I set for myself. I'm already thinking about next winter. Is there some place I can find where there are going to be other like-minded, people out there? It's become, that looks like it's going to be a real challenge. There's part of my fantasy life that is about, you know, maybe creating my own campground, buying some used campground, you know, fixing it up and making it a woman-owned, a woman-run, a woman-safe campground, maybe even a women-only campground. So I don't know, but I'm a little, I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed by this part of Texas and eager to move on. But I'm also learning more about my style of RVing, and I'm learning, you know, how to overcome some of these challenges, because certainly there are places that we end up that are not to our liking for one reason or another. So, hey, so again, you know, please subscribe. I hope you're doing well. The daylight has shifted, so this would be a great time for you to start out with the miracle morning. If you want to know more, check out the Gutsy Women Club, gutsywomen.club, where women dare to dream and take bold actions to follow their heart's journey. You take care.